YouTubers, space detectives, alien detectives, another quick game of Interplanetary I Spy going on here, and we're back to Mars, and I've been going through some of the older souls of the Curiosity Rover, and I went back to Sol 540, MSL 540, Mastcam, and credit to Neville Thompson for this Gigapan. This is a really nice one. This is one of my favourites of all time, and this is where I found the statue that is on this page here, which is my group page, Mars Magazine, and this is the statue here, and this is where to find it. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you can come along and have a look. If you scroll right over to the right of this Gigapan, there's this ridge line, top of the ridge up here. You look straight down here, right on the edge of the image there, and here we have it. This is an early find that I found years ago now, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and is one of my favourites. And I thought, well, if there's this one here, there must be more. And other people have found statues in this area as well, not just me. Other researchers have found them. And I was sort of looking over here, and I thought, well, normally when you get statues, they're near the bottom of ridge lines. Now, these ridge lines are actually, some of them are buildings like this. This is a building here. This is the foundations of a building. And this wall, or foundation, goes right through here and is buried and then comes out here. And this is the sort of other end of it, okay? I thought, well, if there were statues here, they must have been in front of the building, or this could have been a very large building. This could have been a street here. This could have been a walkway along here. You've got these long structures, and there could have been perhaps even a canal or something, who knows? Like in Venice or something like that. You could have had statues and buildings with canals between them. Don't know. But either way, I thought, if there's any more, there should be some more in this area, and they should be roughly along the same plane of the area as this one. So I started over here, and I worked my way across, because you can see the ground, you can see the lower ground here, and it follows a line as we come along here, like a pathway, or a road or something, or what was once possibly a road. This is heavily buried, of course. And then I came along here, and I thought, what the hell is this here? So I zoomed in, I thought, okay, and I thought, oh my God, it's another one. And this is big. It's not just closer than the other one, but it's quite large. Now, bear with me on this. This is in shadow, and you can't see a great deal of detail. But if you let your eyes adjust, you can see the chin here, cheek there, top of the head, some kind of headgear, and the head coming around here. Okay, now, before we go any further, I'll show you the clips I've done. Okay, I've got it in here. Here's a raw clip, and it is pretty dark, and you can't see a great deal, but if you zoom in, you can start to see stuff like here. I'm just gonna draw what I'm seeing here, and it does depend on your screen brightness. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just brighten that up a couple of goes, and that's all you got to do. Then once you've done that, you can see there's an eye here, a nose here, and a mouth here. Now, the image quality isn't brilliant. It's not too bad. The lighting is very good on this image, but unfortunately, most of the face is in shadow because the sun is kind of behind it up there. So it's always going to be a bit of a struggle when you're working with shadowy images. So what I did is I brightened it up quite a lot. Then I color corrected it like this. Let's do a color correction, which just takes the brown out of it a bit. That helps. It's slightly bluer. Then I started playing with the contrast, a bit more brightness. Then I went to -5+5 just to bring out some of the shadows. And again, now I did this a few times, obviously, but then it gets too dark, so you've got to add a bit more brightness. Let's go brighter. And then you're starting to see the actual topography of this statue, the facial topography here. You can see the morphology of the face appearing. You can see the mouth, you can see teeth here just about. You can see that shadow here where the nose is. The nose sort of comes around like that. Right, that's pretty crude, but and now you can see the eye here, an eye there. This one was clear from the start, we could see that one already. And the details start to pop out. So that was just a very crude version of what I did, and what I've got here is a much more carefully enhanced image, where what I've done is basically what I just showed you, but I took it a few stages further, and the shadows are more pronounced, and probably a little bit too pronounced, I don't know. But when you, what I tend to use is a thing called the clarify tool, and that can really distort an image if you overuse it, because it really changes the balance of the shadows like that. Let's get rid of that, and it can actually spoil the shape of the object, because what you're doing is actually distorting the shape. So I used to use that a lot more. I don't use it as much now. So there we have it. That is basically it. Let me show you the folder here, because I've got a couple of other clips. What I did, because this actually appears in two images. We got this one here on the left, where it's near the bottom, and there's another one here where it's near the top. So what I did is I got these couple of images and stitched them together using Image Composite Editor, ICE. This is really easy, this thing. And if you go on my Mars Magazine page and get my app, you get my ArtAlienTV app, which is just down here. This will give you a download. You go into research, go to the bottom of research, and there will be a download link, a free link to download Image Composite Editor, which is probably not the best panoramic image stitcher, but it's one of the good ones. It's from Microsoft, so it's pretty good. But it does tend to crash now and again, and there are a few bugs in it, but most of the time it's fine, and it's free. So there we are. So I mean, this will do huge gigapans, and you can just stick all the images in here. But it's often better just to do small ones, I find, because the image size can get really big and take up a lot of space on your laptop or device. So it's usually better to do slightly smaller pans and just stitch a few images together, or 5 or 10 maybe. But when you start getting above 10 or 20, the file sizes get enormous. So this is why using the Gigapans by Neville Thompson is really good, because basically he's already done it for us here, and you can compare the images to each other better here because they're stitched together. You can actually get a sense of scale and placement here. So that was pretty much it, really. I mean, here's the one I found years ago, which is on Mars Magazine here. And I just imagine yourself walking along here, okay? Now, I don't know exactly how big these are, but this one is about 12 to 14 inches long, I think, around the foot mark, about a foot long. So if you're walking here, you'd be sort of stood up to about here, and then you could walk along what may have been a road, or maybe a backfield or debris-filled canal here, or pathway, whatever it is, and then you would walk along and see this rather nice, large, carved statue head. Very nice looking, and even once you know it's there, actually, you don't have to do anything to the image. You can see the teeth there. If you let your eyes adjust, to the shadow, you can see the teeth, you can see the mouth, you can see that eye, and you can see this eye, you can see the nose there, and a very chubby cheekbone sticking out there. Now, of course, this is heavily damaged. Let's go to this. This is pretty heavily damaged, and I would imagine the head would have probably come up to here, perhaps, and round here, like that. And it does kind of look a bit like the warrior, the female warrior statue that I published recently that was in all the press, where often these statues seem to be wearing helmets as if they're wearing armour like warriors, ancient warriors of some sort, you know. And this, because this bit here kind of looks a bit like a part of a helmet, and which may have sort of come. You've got this line. I'll just draw one here for you crudely. You've got this line that comes up like that. So the helmet may have come like that, okay? I could be wrong. I'm just kind of trying to fill in the gaps here. And then it would have come up to here. And there may have even been a crest on this helmet, like a Roman helmet, like this. Okay? Or Greek, Greco-Roman style. Like, well, that's just like a helmet, I suppose. Who knows? Others have been found. And if you look at this thing here, we've got a similar thing going on here. This is the female warrior statue. You've got these lines, and what looks, if you watch the video of this, you can actually see what looks like a part sticking up behind it as well, which may have been a crest, like you would get on a Greek or Roman helmet from thousands of years ago. So this ties in with the other kind of finds that I found recently, and other people have found as well over the years. I know other people from UFAH have found statues, and this is another one. I was actually looking at a different one recently that had already been found by some other researchers, and then I don't know what triggered it, but I decided to go back to the 540 again, purely mainly because the image quality is pretty good, the lighting's pretty good, the images don't seem to have been obfuscated much, if at all, actually. Not these particular ones anyway, as far as I can tell. And this was good because it's quite well lit and not a terrible quality image. So there we are. What do you think? Is it another female warrior? Is it a male? Hard to say, really. But it does look kind of like a helmet here, because you've got this. It's quite strong line coming up here, and this is all being kind of smashed. Now, of course, nearly all the statues that I found are in a similar place. Now, they're not all in this exact spot, but they're nearly all of them. And there's probably over 30 now that I've found. And if you add on the others that have been found by other researchers, there's over 40. So we're getting a serious amount of evidence here. It's getting very difficult to actually dispute this now, I think, because there's just so many of these, and they can all be seen on my channel. There's a couple of playlists I'll put at the end of this video for you, which you can check out. There'll be the statue playlist, and also Gods of Mars playlist, which is actually a compilation of these statues and things like that. So you can just flick through that and look at all the others, okay? And there's loads on my channel. I will be doing a new Gods of Mars video this year later, but I keep finding more, so I'm reluctant to do another compilation until probably towards the end of the year, when I've got probably another 4 or 5 on top of these 4 or 5 that I've already found this year. So there should be another 10 hopefully to go with the ones in the previous videos, and there'll be a lot of statues, okay, coming up. So check it out. So you can follow a lot of these on the app. You can just click on some of these icons here, and they will take you to the various videos and playlists and all that sort of thing. So there we are. What else can I say? I mean, let's just have a quick look at the Gigapan again. Zoom out. It's pretty dark, but once you know it's there, you can see it without doing anything to the image. This is quite a good quality Gigapan. This is a PDS Gigapan, so they come from slightly better quality images, a bit clearer, not so distorted. So yeah, there's the one that I found years ago there, and you just walk yourself along here, and there we are. And you've got these long structures here, which may be a dockside or maybe the edge of a road, just here. And you've got this building foundation here, which is really cool. I mean, this is a fascinating image, it really is. 540 is probably rammed with more anomalies in this particular area. The Dingo, but this is just after the Dingo Gap. The rover drove through here and then drove off to the left here and took a hell of a lot of pictures in this area. And they're some of the best that we've ever had, I think, from Mars, because you've got this long foundation here, you've got all these fragments, there's this weird rock up here with a slot in it that people have showed many times before. That's really odd. That may be part of a statue or structure that's broken. There's loads and loads of things in here, and every time I come to it, I find something new. It really is astonishing. And you can't tell me that that isn't a building foundation, because you can actually see where the rocks have eroded, but these are cut and placed and eroded. Okay? And they're all in a long line. They go right through and out the other side to here. And you've got that statue there and this one here. So there we are. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check this out. Check out Neville T's Gigapans. I'll put a link to this below, as with all the other images. There's one raw image. There's the other. And check out some of my latest videos. If you are a new subscriber, don't forget to press the subscribe button. But if you're an old subscriber, or an older previous subscriber, I should say, doesn't mean you're old, make sure or check the options now, because YouTube have changed all the options for subscribers, and you actually have to go and click on which option you want, whether you want some notifications or all notifications or that sort of thing. Okay, so do check that out. I did wonder what was going on recently. There's been a lot of problems with subscribers on my channel not getting notifications, so do check that out and sort out what you want to receive. Obviously not everyone wants notifications all the time. That's absolutely fine, but this would explain why people have been unsubscribed from my channel, because they basically updated that part of the YouTube app. So there we are. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't got it already, get this free ArtAlienTV app. If you haven't joined up already, you can come along to Mars Magazine, perfectly free. Loads of free stuff on here, loads of cool images to check out, loads of stories about space, not just Mars, but Moon and all the other moons and planets in our solar system, or any weird news that's relevant about Earth as well. So there we are. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon.